Hello, this is the Downtown Staten Island Wayfinding and Signage Project. My name is Matthew Zaczeniuk, and I will be presenting this project today and going over the progress that I made. Here is a short table of contents that highlights what I will be presenting today. So, what is the Wayfinding and Signage Project? Well, in short, the Downtown Wayfinding and Signage Project was created in order to help visitors traverse the area of downtown Staten Island. There are very few navigational aids in this area, and many get lost in the chaos of lights and people when beginning their adventure through the downtown area. So, what is the problem? Well, the problem is that the ferry terminal is uninviting and does not support traveler visitation. There's minimal to no wayfinding at the terminal or the surrounding area. So, what are the effects of this problem? Travelers feel drawn away from the area because of the lack in wayfinding, and less travelers mean less activity in surrounding neighborhoods. This also leads to a decrease in local economy. Here's the current experience. Understanding the community's frustrations with the current situation was vital for knowing how we could effectively fix this issue. So experiencing the frustrations for myself was necessary to get closer to the goal. The adventure starts right after the departure from the ferry. When you step off the boat, you're greeted with a long hallway with minimal directions. On the right side, you can see a picture and a map of where we currently are. And the long hallway is represented here and shows that there's not a lot of signage there. You can get lost very easily, especially if there's a lot of people. In the long hallway, there are many exits with hard to see signage and limited maps to see possible areas or points of interest. One way to exit is towards the right side of the hallway, where you are greeted with a beautiful view of the water. You might not know it, but this is the start of the North Shore Waterfront Esplanade Park and the entrance to Empire Outlets. On the right side is a different view of the concrete structure that overlooks the water on the right side of the hallway. If you look to the left side, if you choose to take the left in the hallway, you will be staged on a massive concrete promenade built for buses and cars to pick up arrivals. This promenade closely mimics the look and feel of an airport terminal. On the left side is a different angle of the promenade. It shows the long and blank platform on which new travelers must decide on what to do next in order to get further into the city. On the right side, you can see the main street on which the promenade exits to. This is Bay Street, the main street that connects St. George and Stapleton, as well as providing direct access to Victory Boulevard, which connects St. George to Tompkinsville. Here's another angle to see Bay Street. This angle faces the promenade and shows the confusing street and limited signage. So, as we can see, the Wayfinding and Signage Project is vital to the community of downtown Staten Island. There are very few signs that indicate where there are possibilities to explore, let alone where places are located. So the real question is, what can we do? Well, for one, we can increase the number of signs in the area to keep people on a straight, consistent path. From there, making signs more visible and easy to understand for pedestrians is second nature. Finally, we need to create a cohesive theme for the downtown area, taking advantage of the logo and the brand already present. Here are the tasks. Number one, modify ferry terminal signage. Make signs easier to see and read for visitors, while making the presentation more attractive. Create signage that ensures visitors can see where the, oh, my bad. Create signage that ensures visitors can see where the SIR is located and help guide them to the correct platforms. Branded wide district signage. Make blade style signage that helps guide people to activity locations and landmarks, as well as promote local businesses. Make downtown Staten Island feel like its own using a branding theme. And increase competitiveness using branding to create a bigger draw towards the area and help promote spending and tourism. Here are the objective solutions. Modify ferry terminal signage. Create signage more specific and helpful to visitors, resembling signage used in the JFK airport, while also promoting the downtown brand. Eliminate the confusion of taking the walking exit by incorporating signage to differentiate the pickup area from the pedestrian exit. Include more cohesive and easy to follow signage for the Staten Island Railway and its existing stations in the area. Institute a stylized and cohesive signage chain that would greatly benefit the neighborhoods, providing clear directions around the areas. Create a smart and simple brand that would benefit North Downtown Staten Island and promote it through the surrounding neighborhoods to create a sense of completion and understanding in the community and to its visitors. And create a stylized and expressive blade signage and community attraction signs that would draw in newcomers and give them a reason to explore, increasing competitiveness and boosting the local economy. Gathering inspiration is important in any task or project. This is especially important for architecture and design because it allows a project to be influenced and shaped by other ideas. Throughout my president's study, I wanted to look for projects and designs that reflected my project, but also allowed me to think outside the box and come up with ideas that would help me create an impactful brand. Here, I took inspiration from the already existing brands that can be found online. When you go to the online websites for the downtown Staten Island's neighborhoods, you can see that there's currently different types of branding already present. I took some of the elements from the website and tried to apply them here. Some of the elements include boldness, bright, simple, and compact and easy to look at. These aspects are very important for new signage because they can help lead visitors to areas without being too heavy on the eyes. Ideas and inspirations. By incorporating the style and feel of the current brand into blade signs and related signage, we can support local businesses and lead visitors to discover new places while keeping a consistent and fluid brand throughout the towns. Here, I chose some of the businesses for blade signage that include restaurants, other businesses, and recreational areas. Here is my first case study, made by a company called Monitors. They have designed Monitors created an outdoor wayfinding system for the Merck Science Group. The reason I chose this project is because it inspired me to create a common shape and style to reflect the project and the brand. In the Merck project, the Monitors group created a common shape and color scheme for each area, stating signage is part of Merck's overall communication, which takes place in many different levels. The design and content of the signage are consistent with the Merck brand principles and fit seamlessly into the overall area. As you can see on the bottom picture, They tried creating different types of signage for each class of signs. For the blue signs, which are considered information, are bold and big. They're also color-coded, so it is easy to tell what type of sign it is and what you can find on it. For the green signs, you have directions, and for the yellow signs are identification. On the right side, you can see these signs in action being used by different people traversing the area. For this project, Monitors was tasked with creating a wayfinding and orientation system for the city of Kollen-Mulheim, Germany. The reason I like this project is because it uses color coding just like Monitor's previous projects. Not only did Monitors use color coding, but also created a simple design that is informational while seamlessly blending with the surrounding architecture of the area. These pictures showed that the use of colors and shapes is very helpful for identifying different types of areas and different buildings. The reason I chose this is because I think it looked amazing with the surrounding architecture. The signs are sleek and seamless. They represent different buildings and they are easy to look at. Monitor's inclusion of color coding assisting the brand design inspired me to use the existing colors already present for the different areas of downtown Staten Island. Looking at Staten Island's website, www.downtownsi.nyc, it is presented that each neighborhood has its own corresponding color match to it. Taking advantage of those colors and using them in the branding would create a sense of harmony and understanding, and would promote the brand not only in the digital form as seen on the website, but also in the physical form, making the signage visible and more understandable with these colors. On the bottom, you can see the different displays of color that are used for each different neighborhood. And on the right picture, you can see this is a picture I took from the website, where each neighborhood has its own color corresponding to the overall design of the brand. So, you know, St. George has blue, Tompkinsville has yellow, and Stapleton has green, while the overall design is orange. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation. Any questions can be answered now.
I just wanted to say that the stakeholder is Colleen, do you want to introduce yourself again to everybody as to who you are?
Sure, yeah. And I actually, sure. And I actually do have a few notes and questions. So for you, Matthew. So thank you for this wonderful presentation. Hi, everyone. Just quick, my name is Colleen Suzak. I'm from the Staten Island Borough President's Office. I'm still part of the Tourism and Cultural Affairs Office, but I am now the Communications and External Affairs Manager. So, you know, communicating to all of Staten Island, what's going on in our borough. When Heather first brought this idea to me, I don't even remember when, Heather now, I was very really ingrained in the tourism industry. So a lot of my background I brought to that conversation and continue to do so. Matthew,
Colleen, I just wanted to say to you that I hope you know how much we appreciate the Borough President's Office support. And you kind of can't do projects like this without that kind of support. So I just want to say that we all recognize that and we're very appreciative to your office.
Of course. Like I said, this is a wonderful opportunity to see the potential that we all know, that I know Staten Island has after living here for about 30 years. So Matthew, just a few comments real quick, just a little feedback. I really like how you brought the economic aspect into this, because what I've dealt with in the past 4 years dealing with tourism is that people just think, oh, you know, you want visitors to come, you want to see the museums, the gardens, and do they really see just one layer, the top layer of the reason why tourism is so important. So I just want to thank you for bringing the economic aspect, because that is a huge driver. And unfortunately with COVID, we, of course there's some fluctuations there. We are seeing a decline, but we all know what goes down must come back up. So that's why I thank you for realizing that. I also want to thank you for your on-the-ground experience of the terminal and how to get out of it, because and like you pointed out, it's very difficult. So that's why signage is so important, especially in the terminal and outside of the terminal. Just going off on that, and please, I talk really fast. We're all New Yorkers, right? So
No problem.
Slow me down if I'm too fast.
No, it is fine. It's fine.
Okay, but Matthew, what I did wanted to mention is just remind, and I said, and I think we spoke about this with your principal and Ms. Butts, is the jurisdiction of the ferry terminal. The ferry terminal. Oh, there's Janet. I see her. You can speak after Janet. I just have to make one point, and then you can hop right in. The ferry terminal is a Department of Transportation entity. So I just wanted to bring that up. So any changes to the ferry terminal and things like that will have to go, of course, with approval by Downtown Staten Island, which is a part of the Staten Island Chamber of Commerce, which is a nonprofit organization. So there's just a lot of structures there I wanted you to be aware of, just for your own knowledge. And then before I let Janet hop in, I just one thing, I don't know if this is dating or if this is like very outdated, but the signs that you brought up from the first one, the Merck Group, the first example you gave with the colors. I'm wondering if, yes, thank you. I'm wondering if, I don't know if this is like something that people look at anymore, but have you done any research about the use of QR codes for people to scan and get information that way?
Well, I was looking into that, but I haven't really considered it up until now. I was mostly focused on the signage up until this point, but that is something I did take into consideration.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much, Matthew, and I'll let I see Janet's there, so Janet, go on. You can jump right in.
In what regard? I was told to come on at 3:30 for this presentation. I thought, am I supposed to do something? I'll be happy to, but I just don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry. Heather,
sorry, Janet. So our times got a little shifted, so I apologize for the fact that this presentation actually ended up going at 3. So
I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
That's okay. But this is taped, so we will make sure that the video of it gets to you, and also maybe if we could have just a 2 to 3 minute recap of what you talked about. Janet, if you have any other questions, we can do that. So do you want to just give her a recap of your presentation?
Yeah, sure, no problem. I can go from the top, actually. So this was the Downtown Staten Island Wayfinding project. I'm sure you already know that. Here, I was just introducing what it was and why it's important to the surrounding neighborhoods. Here, I was discussing the problems. The ferry terminal is the start of people's adventure when they come to the to Downtown Staten Island, and it's very uninviting. You can get easily lost, especially trying to go from the main hallway. The promenade that I discussed here in these multiple pictures, especially these. The promenade that you take to the left of the hallway when you first get out of the ferry, it's effective for new arrivals and pickups, but when it comes to people trying to walk out of the ferry terminal, it's very just blank. There's not really a lot of directions pointing to where you can exit from. And then here I was stating what we can do. Here's just a couple bullet points, what the main objectives were and what we can do. Here were some of the tasks So we wanted to modify the ferry terminal signage. Promenade markers also include Staten Island railway signage or improve it. And overall create a brand that also matches with what was presented on the website, because I thought this was very interesting that each like neighborhood has their own sort of color. And I just wanted to include that in the project as well. And I was stating that this can also increase competitiveness throughout the downtown area, because if there's no tourists, there's not really a lot of competitiveness between the businesses. So the local economy gets also affected. Here was some of my president studies. This was what I first came up with, taking inspiration from the website again. And then here was some of the businesses that I thought would be good for blade signage. I tried to employ a breadcrumb type method to all of this. So these restaurants would be like breadcrumbs for people to discover, but these won't be the only restaurants / businesses to be incorporated in the entire project. So here I also presented the president study that I did, talking about on the images on the bottom, talking about how the signs mimicked closely to what the current brand is. And I wanted to use those signs, how they're color coded and they have unique shapes to them, and use that similar methodology to incorporate that in the current project as well. So in the final design, on the top right, you can see the image where the signs were placed and how they look in real life. And I thought that that was really cool, because you can easily identify, oh, so green signs will tell you where to go, because those are direction signs. Yellow signs will tell you, for example, what building this is, because they're identification signs. And I thought that was just really cool. Here was another president study that I did from the same group. They were just creating a different style of signage for a different city in Germany this time. And I really liked the signs because they were also color coded, and they just looked really nice. They were sleek and they really fit in well into the surrounding architecture. They weren't like intrusive on the eyes. They were just, it was there when you needed to be, and they could be easily seen. So that was the shortened version of the entire presentation.
Thank you. So you said I'll be getting a copy of this, or I'll get to see this, the full presentation at some point?
Yes.
Yeah, all the presentations are being taped, so you'll get to see the entire presentation. I think they'll be up by tomorrow.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Great job, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. I can stop screen sharing, right?
And Mr. Rodriguez, unless there's any questions, I think we can